Well, here we go again, lads. It's just that little bit closer now to the Africa Cup of Nations. In fact, we are on the cusp of the AFCON group stage draw, which is actually going to happen before this game. So before Algeria play against Cape Verde at 8 o'clock on Thursday evening in Constantine in the east of Algeria, going to try and bring some reaction to the AFCON group draw. It's going to be a very hectic time. It'll be the draw, and then the game, and then reviewing the game. So it could be a busy day tomorrow, but I'm excited. We're back in the business. This isn't the World Cup now where we weren't in it. And that group, oh, it was so depressing, that World Cup group stage draw, wasn't it? Especially when Cameroon came out and we would have had Brazil. That remind me about those dark days. But here we are once back again. It's about how you get up when you are knocked down. You get back up again even stronger. So let's talk about this match between Algeria and Cape Verde. Both these sides have qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations. Cape Verde did quite well in their group. They qualified alongside Burkina Faso. It actually meant that Togo got knocked out in that group. So quite impressive going by Cape Verde. And of course, we've not actually beaten them for 15 years. That's right, 15 years. The last time Algeria beat Cape Verde was in an AFCON qualifier, and Majid Bouguera was playing in defence and Rafik Saifi was playing up front back in 2007. That's actually not the last time we've hosted Cape Verde. The last meeting between the two teams, 5 years ago, 2018, a friendly, Algeria 2, Cape Verde 3. Bounedjah scored in that game. Ben Sebaini scored in that game. We lost. Rabah Majer lost at home to Cape Verde. And they were dark days as well. We've had a lot of dark days. I mean, bloody hell, that's the crap we've had to put up with. Anyway, this time we've got to be more confident. Although, ironically, the last home game we had, we couldn't beat Tanzania at home. Now, I know that Tanzania game was a weakened team. We rested players for the Senegal game, and Belmadi wanted to see what other players on the edge of the squad, on the periphery of the squad, were like. But he may well do that again in this game. He may well put a lineup out of players he wants to test, fringe players. I actually think now that would be a bit disrespectful to Cape Verde. The qualifiers are finished now, Jamel. We're now looking at building and preparing the team for the main tournament. But it's all well and good, okay? Oh, I want to try Zorgan there, I want to try Kadri there, I want to try Slimani Stolgolit, I want to try Zugber in goal, I want to try all these players. Not for me anymore. I want to see the main 11 tried and tested. I remember this is a friendly, you can make up to 6 changes, play the main team and see how it gets on. And see if you know what your main team is. Now, of course, there's some players that are going to be missing this game. The likes of Benassa, who's not been playing for a while due to injury. Of course, he'd be in the main team. Rayan Ait-Nouri was named in the squad. He's going to be either travelling very late or he's not going to play. Now, Ait-Nouri picked up an injury in the Wolves game against Villa. He came off at half-time, and obviously they thought he was going to be all right because he got named in the squad. It's not looking good at the moment, guys. I'll be shocked if Rayan Ait-Nouri has any part to play in this match. I'll be very surprised. I wouldn't want to make that injury worse, and it might be a head injury, and that the Premier League have a concussion protocol in place where they don't want anyone playing for the next 10 days. Be interesting to see what happens. So on that basis, I wouldn't expect Ait-Nouri to play. But then again, it's Algeria. They don't really care what the Premier League thinks, and don't be surprised if he appeared from nowhere. But at this moment in time, I'd be shocked if Rayan Ait-Nouri was involved, and if he does, I'd be pleasantly surprised because he's a good left-back, which means, what is Belmadi going to do at left-back? Because he hasn't called up Hadjem. Laroussi's admin paperwork, despite declaring his intention to play for the Algerian national team, hasn't been cleared in time. I think Rabi Ben Sebaini, although Ben Sebaini at this AFCON, he's got to be a centre-back, I think he will play left-back against Cape Verde. Unless Touba plays there, which, do we want to try Touba there, or that Lucif fella, who plays in the Swiss league with Mahios, he could play there. So it will either be Ben Sebaini, Lucif or Touba at the left back. Now, of course, if Ben Sebaini or Touba do occupy left back, the two centre halves, Mandy will be one of them, and the other one you could play Tougai, and then you could play Touba and Ben Sebaini if they're not playing left back. So be interesting to see what the gaffer does there. And then the right back, if he is doing the whole trying out other players, then they'll probably put Van den Kerkhoff. If he's playing a team to win and seeing what his best lineup is, he'll play Yusuf Artal. Same with the goalkeeper. I think Mandrea plays if it's the main team. I think, Mandrea is the number one. But if he wants to try out other players, he'll put Zugba in the goal. And then the three-man midfield, I know the midfield I want to see. I think the best midfield in what's available in this squad is Feghouli in the middle sitting there, Shaibi as the sort of attacking midfield, and Aouar in the middle. If we put Feghouli, Shaibi and Aouar, which I think you can afford to do against Cape Verde at home, I think that's pretty solid. But if it's Badawi, Zarouki and bloody Zorgan, we're going to get overrun by the Cape Verde, aren't we? So maybe he'll blend the two. Left-hand side, this is where it gets a bit exciting. You can play Benrahma there. You can play Amora there. You can play Ammi-Gouiri there. Or we're going to see Ammi-Gouiri play up front. Whoever plays in this game, he's got to start Gouiri at home for the debut. He's got to do it. To have your Algeria full debut first start away against Egypt in Abu Dhabi, that's hostile. I'd love to, please, Belmadi, no more faffing about. Play Ammi-Gouiri up top, play Benrahma on the left, or Amora, play Boitnani or Mahrez on the right, and let the magic happen. We want to see the magic happen. This is the potential to scare the rest of the continent. To be honest, I think they're already a bit scared anyway because we beat Senegal in Dakar. Imagine if they see, oh my God, Ammi-Gouiri's banged a hat-trick on his debut. We're all in big trouble. That's what I want to see. Put some fear into the opposition. So lots of options for the manager in terms of what team he will field in this game. But ultimately, in terms of how many players he can use from his squad, well, with the 11 starting and the 6 subs, that's up to 17 Algeria players we could see involved in action in this game. And of course, you've still got the likes of Slimani, who travelled late with the squad. He got later than everyone else because he's obviously coming from Brazil. So that is some commitment from Islam. And we've, 3 goals and an assist already for Curitiba. I suppose he's earned his place in this squad, certainly in the forward areas. So lots of options for the manager in this game. Now, Constantine is not quite Annaba, it's still in the east. We're still not playing in the likes of the Nelson Mandela Stadium because I don't know what's happening. That pitch, by the way, that Baraki pitch has to be ready for the Somalia game in November, or we're going to look a right laughing stock. And with the whole CAF approved stadiums for FIFA games, we have to make Baraki ready for November. But of course, there's Algeria fans, not just in Algiers. Like in England, people think I has to be at Wembley. There's England fans all over the country. So it's nice to spread the team around and for other fans to have an opportunity to go to a game. Because you can be assured that this will be sold out and this will be filled about 5 hours before the blooming kickoff. So Algeria taking on Cape Verde. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Cape Verde. They've made an interesting addition. This is a huge addition. You might not think it. They've got a new goalkeeper, Bruno Varela, who he's got to go straight in goal. I think he's late 20s in terms of age. Now, this guy has been in Portugal squads before, born in Portugal. He was like the second, third keeper for a while for Portugal. He's played for Porto in the Champions League. He's played for Ajax in the Champions League. Bruno Varela, check him out. He's now playing for Cape Verde. That's a big, big coup for them. They've had Vozina in goal for years. He's 37, 38 years old now. So Bruno Varela is a top quality keeper by Cape Verde standards to bring to the tournament. So keep an eye on that. But in terms of the rest of the squad, it's always the usual suspects, isn't it? They're like these guys, they just don't seem to age. Tavares, Ryan Mendes, all these sorts of guys. You've got Cabral, who played in the Conference League final for Fiorentina against West Ham up top. They've got some good players in some good areas. Of course, a lot of them have gone out to the Middle East, but I think Tavares plays in France. Obviously, Cabral played for Fiorentina, didn't he? Or has he gone to Benfica now? So they have some quality. And you've got to have quality to qualify for an AFCON. I think when Belmadi was picking this friendly, it had to be someone that qualified for AFCON. It would have been utterly pointless. And as I keep saying, we might, by the time kickoff comes, have been drawn in the same group as Cape Verde. Which I genuinely think, if we get Cape Verde in the draw, then Belmadi will completely change the lineup. Because what's the point of smacking them 5-0 and then Cape Verde know how we play and who's going to play? So it'd be very interesting to see. So I actually hope we don't draw Cape Verde in that draw, which could happen. So Algeria hosting Cape Verde Thursday evening in Constantine. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Algeria prediction. Now, the recent Algeria games, we've not filled our boots. When we just smacked Tanzania 7-0, Djibouti 8-0. Look at the group we've just had. We've had the most points, but not the most goals. Not the most goals. I mean, it's about winning games. Algeria scored more goals in World Cup qualifying for Qatar than any team in Africa and didn't make it. So I guess that's not the biggest indicator of how well a team is doing. And even the AFCON we won, we didn't blow anyone away. Look, it was like a 2-1, 1-0 in the final, 1-0 in the group stage, apart from the last group game. So I think We've got to start filling our boots. And with the likes of Amora, Benrahma, Shaibi, Bouatnani, Mahrez, Ammi playing together, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. So let me know your score predictions for the Algeria-Cape Verde game in the comments down below. I think the game is on Algerian TV. It's a friendly. It'll be very easy to access to watch. The Egypt friendly will also be on Algerian TV again. So hopefully no dramas in terms of being able to watch these two games. But we've got the AFCON draw tomorrow as well. Remember, Algeria can't get anyone of the big teams from North Africa, can't get the hosts in the group, and can't get Senegal, the holders. We could get Nigeria. We could get Cameroon. That would make it a fascinating group. We all know what's going to happen, by the way. We all know what's going to happen, don't we? Tunisia will get Burkina Faso. Morocco will jam DR Congo again. And Algeria will get smacked up by Cameroon or Nigeria. It's just the way it is, isn't it? So don't be shocked when it happens. Let's anticipate the bottle. Let's anticipate the CAF corruption. So, Algeria, Cape Verde. See you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching. Drop a thumbs up if you're looking forward to the game. See you next time.